How do we define learning? Is it simply a gathering of information? How is information different from knowledge? What should we learn? How should we learn it? What is the most effective way to learn something? The questions are really endless, and we'll cover all of this in our forthcoming videos. But for now, let's focus on the question, why do we learn something? I'm going to share my thoughts on this. Learning and motivation go together. If you clearly know why you're learning something, you will accelerate your learning. So why do we learn something? We learn to achieve change, a positive change in our lives, to achieve certain outcomes. If what we know already helps us get what we want, we wouldn't need to learn anything new. But life is about growth, progress, and evolution. We learn in order to understand things around us better and to be able to do things that we couldn't before. That's why learning how to learn is the most important skill you can learn. And that is also called meta-learning. So to become better learners, we need to understand our motivations. We have to ask ourselves why we wish to learn something. Ask, what change do I want in my life? How will learning this help me achieve the outcomes I want? Learning is behavior change. It means if what you learn helps you to understand and do new things, you have learned something. In other words, the proof of learning is behavior change. The process of learning a skill can be charted as follows. Recognition of error. Recognizing that an error has been made. Correction. Replacing it with the correct step. Reinforcement. Performing the new step, noticing the positive change in the results, and doing it again to reinforce that specific behavior. This means the way to make fast progress is to speed up the cycle of quickly identifying and fixing our mistakes. As a learner, the worst thing you can do is to let the fear of making mistakes prevent you from getting better. So how does this help us become a better speaker? Speaking is a physical movement. It's a habit. The way you move your mouth to speak your first language is different from the way you need to move your mouth to speak English. So in order to become fluent in English, we have to develop new habits that help us speak effectively. Now here's how I did it.
So I realized that pronunciation alone is not going to fix your accent problem.
Well, I've just come back and I'm not sure how much I've talked about it.
I'll be working on the TH consonants. So the first set of words are, so I was not aware of the flap T nor the stop T.
So here's the word list. Issue, shop, wish, Asia, division. To become more fluent, I essentially use two techniques, repetition and shadowing. Listening and repeating words and phrases a number of times until I'm comfortable speaking those words, and I then recorded it. If I spotted any pronunciation errors, I corrected those syllables and practiced again. Without recording, it can be hard to know if we are making any progress. And shadowing is about mimicking the dialogues you hear while watching or listening to a longer input in English. Some of the tools you can use are Youglish and Deep English. You can practice repetition and shadowing with them. So today we learned two things. Learning is behavior change. Our motivation affects our learning. The faster we fix our mistakes, the faster we learn. As a learner, the worst thing you can do is to let the fear of making mistakes prevent you from getting better. Mistakes are good if we get better by fixing them.